Hello, you absolute legends. Welcome back to the channel in Dad's Workshop. John here again, but hang on a minute, this isn't the Rover 75. No, also I haven't had a moment of madness and been out and bought myself a Peugeot 406 Estate, however cool that would be. This is actually Dad's car. Dad's got his car in the workshop and he's doing a little bit of work on it. We'll have a chat with him in a minute because, well, he's had it from nearly new. T-Reg, so it's a 1999 406 Estate, but actually built in 1998. Dad will tell us all about the car in just a minute. But I've popped round and thought you might like to see this because, well, he might have got a bit of a taste for metal fabrication after doing the sill on the Rover 75 because, well, he's cut a great big hole in this one and he's welding it back together. In this video, we'll have a chat with Dad, see what he's been up to in the week or so since we last spoke to him when he had the Rover here in the garage. Get him to tell us all about the car and find out what he's been doing on the car today in the workshop. Hello! This isn't a Rover 75.
No, it's not.
It's your car.
Yeah, my van.
This is your Peugeot 406 Estate, which hasn't really featured on the channel. And a lot of people, it might not float their boat, especially after watching the Rover 75. That might be for them, but they might be interested in the story behind your car and what you've done to it and what you are doing to it. Just tell us briefly about your car. Show us around it. Tell us about it.
It's my 406. And I saw it on our forecourt and it was about 5 years old and I bought it.
So
it was crunched in at the back.
So you've had it since it was 5 years old?
Yeah.
And you bought it from your garage. So basically it was a trade-in. It was a trade-in. Why would someone trade in a 5-year-old Peugeot 406 Estate back in the day?
You'd crashed it.
So tell us about the car then. What is it?
It's 2 litre petrol. I've never seen another one. Not in an Estate. They're nearly all diesels or V6s, isn't they?
Yeah, it's unusual, isn't it? So let's take a look under the bonnet. It's
That's the engine you want to put in your blooming 206 or whatever.
Yeah, so what is this then? A 2 litre Peugeot petrol engine?
Yeah.
Do you know the engine code or?
No.
No?
I've got a clue.
It's had some work done here. We'll talk about that in just a minute. It's nice. Well, I say it's nice and tidy. It's functional under there.
It's functional, that's the word for it, mate. It's wearing its working clothes.
So I've known this car a long old time, and I genuinely thought you'd had it a lot longer than that. I thought you'd bought it sort of...
I found the receipt.
You found the receipt?
Yes, I found the receipt when I've been sorting through some stuff.
Okay.
It's 5-year-old when I got it, and I paid 3,200 quid for it.
So a 5-year-old Estate. What would it have been brand new?
It was 18 something.
And you paid 3.5 grand with the back crunched in?
Well, scrawked, yeah. It's sort of round here, and that's why it's still scrawked, because that trim was that expensive we never bothered to do it.
So I'm assuming you are the second owner?
No, I'm the third.
Oh, tell me about that.
You
mean here? You mean here?
No.
No?
This is all scrawked up here.
Oh, I see. Let's have a look.
That black trim's all scrawked, and it still is.
Let's get round here.
It's too expensive to change.
Oh, I see. On the side there. So it's been like that nearly from new?
Well, it's been the beekeeper. Oh, it had a new front end on it before I got it. It said the front all stoved in as well.
So it's been crashed twice in the first 5 years?
Yeah.
Okay, well it's still going strong.
It's an old model, it's a 98 model. And it went on some sort of hire fleet for a while.
Okay.
And then it went, the beekeeper man bought it. And then he traded it in, and I don't know what he bought. He bought a Rover of some description. And I bought it.
That's unusual to have a estate car on a hire sort of fleet thing back in the day, isn't it? So this model is the, what is it, GLX? Yeah. Oh, nice. What does that get you, being a
Gets
GLX?
you climate control and a CD player.
Wow. Is that it?
I suppose so, yeah, I think so.
What about the alloys?
Probably, mate,
yeah. Is it open? Can I take a look inside?
You can.
So you've had this car 5 years, well, what? 20 years, let's
19
say.
years.
19 years, 20 years. And you're right, it is your van, isn't it?
It is my van,
It's,
yes.
you know, used as a van.
It is a van.
But we've had loads of family holidays in this and all sorts. What's the mileage? You got the keys?
It's not much. It's got about 40 on it when I bought it, but... Oh, the battery's off, mate. It's
Ah.
about 101 or something like that.
Fair enough. So 101,000 miles, and it has been all over the place, hasn't it? We've been to Scotland with it, with a boat on the back, and yeah, Scotland again.
It's done a lot of towing.
It certainly has.
Towed an MR2 back from Peterborough.
Oh, it did, didn't it? I forgot about that. And and it towed my garage back, didn't it? From Sibsey.
Yeah, it towed your garage back from Sibsey and your gazebo back from Fishtoft.
Wow, it has done a lot of towing in its life. So the reason it's in the garage is, well, it's having some work done.
Well, you pointed out that blooming rust spot, so I thought, I'll tell you what, I'll fix it.
Yeah, so when we was back from the road test, I did point out to Dad that on the sill here, there was a rust. Well, it's not the sill, is it? Is it the sill?
Mate.
Sill and wheel arch, that there was a little bit of a rust spot. And, well, it looks like you've got the position where you have been fixing it. You've sent me some photographs. I'll insert them here now so you can take a look. What are you laughing at?
I'm just inserting stuff. Your viewers always think I'm going to insert your phone.
And that's the current view. You started sending me photographs today. How long has that taken you? Have you done it all today?
Yeah, I did that today.
So talk us through the process. What have you done today? What have you been tinkering
Well,
about?
I'd already made the little repair panel before I cut it up.
So you've made
So
that
I
out
made
of
the template and then I made the repair panel, which is this, basically this, yeah, like that, but with a lip on there.
yeah.
And then
What's that made out of? Wheaties
it's
box.
a Wheaties box, yes, it's a Wheaties box.
And then what have you just cut up some sheet steel?
Then I made my patch, and then I made my patch out the famous tin.
Is that from my Rover 75 Sill?
No, that's
I was going to say, I was hoping you're not.
I'm not using that blooming rubbish. I'm not contaminating my Peugeot with the Rover stuff.
So you've got some sheet steel on there.
I
You've
just made a little
fabricated
patch
the
my old mate into, and I pushed it against it, cut round it, welded it in.
And how long has that taken you? Because you've been in here today doing that, and that's about it.
Yeah, in between fetching your mum from a friend's house and
So
doing stuff, taking your mum to the doctors twice.
been busy. It's been a busy old day. It's not the first time you've done some repairs on the car.
I've done lots of repairs on it, mate.
Am I right in thinking it's had a new front wing?
It's had two new. It had the new front end on it before I got it.
Yeah.
Then somebody hit that wing when it was parked. Again, I'm always getting hit when it's parked.
This wing?
So the garage put a new wing on it on the insurance. They didn't do a very good job of it, and it went rusty again.
Right.
So I've put another one on, and I've put one on the other side, and I've
Yeah.
put two new sills on it.
Okay. But apart from that, all the other bits. So because
406s rot the sills out. They rot out from inside.
you may not be able to see, but it is actually a couple of different shades of green.
It's a bit rough, isn't it?
It's certainly not going to be winning any
If somebody run into
classic
it,
car shows.
they'd think, oh,
Why would they be thinking that?
I've damaged my car and he's not going to worry about it.
It is a bit of a French tank, isn't it?
It's a good car.
And that's the thing. So a lot of people probably in the comments will be going, oh, French car, rubbish, electrical problems, unreliable, no good. And I'm a massive advocate for the Peugeot 406 estate, purely because, well, look at it, I cannot genuinely think of a time that this has ever broken down.
That's blooming bad news.
I've said it now, haven't I? I can't think of a time where you've had any major problems.
Tell you what I'm gutted about. I'm having to buy a new battery because when I was working, I used to get a knackered diesel battery that had got a cell gone, but that was good enough to run this.
So you used to get free batteries?
I used to get a knackered diesel battery, which has still got good enough to start as petrol.
And now you've had to buy a Peugeot.
Buy a blooming battery from.
Not buy a Peugeot, how much was your battery?
I didn't get the rubbish one. I got one with better ampage. It was 50 quid plus the delivery.
That's not too bad though, is it, considering battery prices
Yeah,
nowadays?
because the cheaper ones that fit, they ain't got enough amps.
So, this is your daily driver still, isn't it? It's your car. It's not...
If I want to do stuff,
Why have you not bought a different car? Why have you not replaced it? Why have you not changed it?
Because I should be sick, gutted if I damaged a decent car, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
I can take that to the dump with a load of edge trimmings in the back and not worry about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than having something nice and then ruining it.
I
Why
understand.
not have something crap and ruin it? I've had my money's worth out of that.
I was going to say, I suppose you have had your money's worth out
Your
of
mum
it.
keeps saying, why don't you buy something newer? I might have loads of trouble with it.
That is true. You know the car, don't you? You know it's reliable.
The clutch is nearly.
I was going to say, I've driven it recently, and it is an acquired taste. Saying that, I learnt to drive in this car.
You did.
I couldn't get on with my mum's new Corsa C back in the day.
That was not very old when we got it, you know.
What, the Corsa?
The Corsa was 3 year old when we got it.
That's on the channel, isn't it, Mum's Corsa? Yeah. That's gone now. R.I.P. Corsa. Yeah, I learnt to drive. And actually, how many people have learned to drive in their dad's estate wagon? Probably quite a few people. There was a lad I went to school with. He learnt in his dad's Ford. I think it was a Mondeo estate. Yeah. That's... Yeah. Fine. So apart from this bit, what you got left to do? So you filled this. Now
Yeah, I filled it, mate.
Now what's left?
Well, I'll sand it down tomorrow and give it some more filler, and then I shall just daub it up so I can use it.
So have you got some? You've got some paint.
Yeah, I shall just blow a bit in for now.
Yeah, you won't be painting sort of.
It's just going to get daubed up so I can use it, because I shall need it soon.
Yeah, because your Hyundai is going in to be repaired.
But of all the vehicles, I prefer to jump in the Hyundai.
It's a good little car as well. Yeah, fine, fair enough.
And I don't want to take my Nissan Note anywhere.
No, because that's your show car, isn't it? Your Nissan Note.
I didn't go on holiday in that.
I do like your Nissan Note. I think they're a jolly good little car.
It's not as nice to drive as the Hyundai, though.
No, they're good little cars. And actually, I don't like driving your Peugeot now. I'm a bit big for it. Maybe it's because I'm a bit bigger than I was when I was 17.
Hey, look, no, mate. I think it's longer than the Rover 75.
What, the car?
I think there's less room in here.
Oh.
Do you?
What, you think this is longer? You think the
do.
Peugeot is longer than a Rover 75?
I do.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. But what I'm saying
If I
is...
changed it, what would I have? Volvo V70?
Yeah. It'd be a Skoda or a Volvo or... yeah. But genuinely, you don't see the 406 estates on the road now, do you? They're all
died,
sort of slowly dying.
When I used to go fishing, I used to be able to just sit in the back here, put the lid up, sit in the back there.
Let's have a look in the boot, see much...
Oh, it's a bit of a mess.
Oh, we've got loads of room in there, don't you, as you
Used to
say?
sit on the back here with me
Yeah.
kettle and stuff. And
Yeah. Considering it's
it's
you
a
know,
wonderful, useful
25
vehicle.
years old, it is a good old
You
little
can't
car.
get good cars like this anymore.
What would you have if you just have to replace it?
What would
then?
you place this with a new? What can you think of anything? You're the car man.
Well, there isn't anything, is there? It would be a Volvo. And again, Volvos seem to make them
They're as old as this, aren't they?
hybrid SUV 4x4 crossover things now. What could you have that's as long as that in the back?
This is it.
A hearse?
Because I could get me 6-foot pike rods in the back of that.
Yeah.
I can't in a Discovery, because I thought about getting a Discovery once.
There's absolutely more room in this than there is in my van.
Oh, yes, there is.
Yeah. Yeah. I suppose you could buy a Vauxhall Vivaro van, but again, then you've got your height, haven't you? And it's a van.
It's a van, you don't want a van.
And this isn't really a van, is it? It's
an estate car.
It's an estate car.
But anyway, it's a good old tub.
Good.
But it is what it is. I wouldn't want to trug it up to Scotland with a boat on the back and a roof box on it now.
Why not?
Because I think it might break.
So I'm guessing it's got its quirks being an old vehicle. You said the clutch wasn't very good.
Clutch is nearly had it.
Will you be replacing the clutch?
It's not worth it, mate.
Why not?
Because a clutch is going to cost more than the... When I bought it, I didn't like the feel of the clutch, so I thought, oh, it's a fairly old chap at it. I'll have a look. So I took the clutch out and thought, I'm not replacing this. And I put it back in, and that was at 40,000 miles. And it's now got to 101,000, but it's getting a bit woolly, the clutches.
So it's done 100,000 miles. Has it had a new clutch?
No.
It's never had it's on its original clutch.
Yeah, I just took it out and had a look at it, just to see if it was all right. I put it back.
I think you should probably put a new one in.
I'm not going to do it. It's not worth the money.
Well, how much is a new clutch?
A lot of money.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll buy you one. Tell you what, everybody on the YouTube,
I shouldn't, because it's starting to...
share the video, like the video, watch the video, subscribe after this video, and I will buy you a new clutch from the revenue from this video.
The only reason I use it now is for doing favours for other people.
And I need lots of favours.
So, but if I do a job anywhere, I can get a cement mixer in the back of it.
Oh yeah, it's good that, isn't it?
Yeah, you can get a cement mixer in the back. You can get 2 wheelbarrows.
Yeah, yeah. And people have seen a recent video where you're coming to help me get my MR2 ready for sale, and it's sort of the roving garage, isn't it? It's had all the bits and pieces in it. And actually, I've just noticed you're using your new trolley jack.
I am, yes, mate.
Looking good. Looking good. Hey, I've got an idea for you. Let me just float this idea. People seem to like us just having a chat in your garage, in your shed, in the Rover 75 about nonsense.
Right.
I've got an idea for a podcast where it could be Ask the Expert.
I'm not...
a little bit of a Q&A with you.
I'm not...
I think we should start that. Let us know in the comments below.
I'll reminisce about my old days in the motor trade.
We can do that.
When the motor trade was fun.
We can reminisce about that. And we can also do questions, Ask the Expert, and ask you some questions. So, in the comments below, if you'd like us to start up a little workshop podcast, what's in the workshop, what's Dad been doing, talking about the motor trade, any questions and answers, let us know in the comments. And we will we'll look at starting something in the next couple of months. You'd be up for that, though?
Oh, I definitely would.
A fireside chat. Maybe we won't be in the workshop. Maybe we'll be...
Fireside,
maybe we'll be sat somewhere a bit more comfortable.
Well, if you want some rubbish, well, why don't you get Mum involved?
Oh, dear. No, she'll talk for England.
Yes, she will.
OK, so what's left to do on the 406 then, in this sort of little mini 406 chat?
I shall flat that down tomorrow, put some more filler on it, and then I shall daub some primer on it and just blow a bit of colour on it and call that it.
What is the colour code? Just green.
It's on the thing there, but there's 2 shades.
Well, this is 2 shades.
It is 2 shades, yeah, because there's a green shade and a standard shade.
Ah.
And I went and got some standard shade, but it's not.
So you didn't take the paint back, you thought, I'll just paint it the wrong colour. Fair enough.
It's the wrong shade.
Apart from the paintwork and that Sill, what else have you got planned for it? Anything?
Just keep it going.
New clutch?
No, I shan't. That clutch is... The good idea about the clutch is, with the clutch being a bit gammy, I haven't got to pull the Art Group trailer.
No, that's true. You don't have to pull the trailer because it might break your car.
Yep.
Well, thank you for having a chat with us in your garage. Peugeot 406 content. Let us know if you want some more. Well done to you.
Bangernomics, it's a banger.
That is exactly it. I am a massive advocate for bangernomics. Massive advocate.
Worst thing
for
about it
bangernomics.
now, Mel, mate, is the amount of the road tax it costs me.
Yeah. Bastards.
It's very, very expensive. It's more than your 75.
How much is it a month? Or do you tax it for the year?
I tax it for the year.
Go on then.
I can't remember now, but it's 370 or something.
And
like
that is also a factor as to why you don't see these, because it's killed them. The reason I got the Audi A4 Silver B5 of mine is that the MOT had ran out and they thought, well, we can't be bothered to put a new MOT on it. It's going to cost too much to tax because it's going up in the tax bracket.
But the problem is poor people buy cars like this.
Yeah, but they can't afford to run them.
Let's fleece the poor people.
I think...
The richer you are, the cheaper things are.
Yes, true story, but we'll get into that another day. That can be part of the podcast. Dad having a rant about the Tories.
No, it's not. It's the world in general, mate. It's all about economics, isn't it? The world's ruled by money. If businesses aren't growing, they're going backwards.
Well, I don't have any money. Do you have any money?
No, that's why I'm running around in this. Tell you a good story.
Tell us a story.
I went to it was a collector's fair at Pinchbeck. I started rooting through the LPs, and the bloke looked at me and thought, he wants cheap records. And he says, there's no cheap records in there. I thought, good, I look poor.
Interesting, he thought you was after cheap records.
He basically says, but he was telling me, you don't look as though you can afford my records. And I thought, that'll do me nicely.
Sod you. Part of my, you know, I don't have any money, but part of me would love to win the lottery and walk into a Porsche dealership or a Mercedes dealership or a car dealership in my scruffs, in my work, wearing my jeans and a t-shirt.
Let them look down the nose at you.
Let them look down my nose at me and then pull out my wad of cash and go, I want that one.
but I'm not going to buy it off you.
Yeah, yeah. But actually, I think I've changed my mind.
Yeah. You can stick your blooming car and I'll go somewhere else where they treat me better. I heard farmer chaps used to come in with carrier bags full of £20 notes to buy the cars.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Know your audience. There you go. We've digressed a bit from Peugeot 406.
I don't think you're allowed to buy things with cash anymore, are you?
I don't know.
It's money laundering,
Look,
isn't it?
hey, now, you're talking about all the good stuff for the podcast. We need a name for the podcast, folks. I've got a few ideas.
Putting the world to rights.
Yeah. I've got a few ideas. I like the idea of the Piston podcast. Pistons! I also like the idea of, you know, what's on the blackboard. Where we start.
Yeah, you've got your van to do.
What's on the blackboard? What's in the workshop blackboard? But let us know in the comments below any ideas for a podcast name. You're gonna love this. You're gonna be sat in we're gonna have to build a studio soon. We'll have to kick Mum out of her art studio, and we'll have that as our. Yes, that could be our little podcast room. Right, until next time, if you've enjoyed the video, thumbs up please. If you haven't, then, well, you won't be watching the podcast. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And comment down below, what do you think? Peugeot 406 content, more or less? Last word from you?
Pistons!
Take care, thanks for watching, goodbye. If you've enjoyed this video, I've selected a few more specially for you on this page. Click either side to select them now. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button to always stay up to date with the channel.